Hey, this is Susan Farrar, creator of the Easy Money Program. I want to make a quick video because I'm getting a lot of questions about easy money, whether or not it's right for you. And I want to make it crystal clear who it's for because it is specific, and answer some of the questions that I've gotten about it. And I want to explain exactly not only who it's for, but why you need it, why it works. First things first, who it's for. If you're watching this video and you have a business, you've created a business that's starting to feel, or maybe not starting to, maybe it has felt overwhelming, you feel unclear on how to transition it. You want to do something that is more aligned with who you are, more aligned with the message. Even if you're not clear on what that message is, you know you have one inside of you and you want to create something around that. And that is why you got into this online world. For some reason, you ended up creating something around what you thought would make money. You didn't let yourself fully go there, and you're still not fulfilled, and now you're feeling trapped and like your business is something you need to maintain, and now you want to move forward into something else. This leads to extreme frustration. So if you are feeling that, and if you are feeling the overwhelm and the lack of clarity, if you are feeling triggered every time you go into your Facebook newsfeed and you scroll through and you're just feeling those zaps and those triggers because other people, it looks like they're moving along, they're so much further ahead, they're talking about things you wanted to talk about, you're afraid of someone copying your ideas, or you hold back because you feel like someone else already said it. All of this, if you're feeling this is for you. If you're craving ease, freedom, and to actually feel that freedom, not just in your business, but in your life, all around, it's a lifestyle, and base all of that around you and your message, this is for you. Okay, I want to show you exactly what Easy Money does, how this works, why it's kind of like a money program for people or women who already have money. And I want to explain what that is because that's something that I went through myself. It wasn't that I didn't know how to make money. I did make money, and I still felt just as trapped, still felt just as unfree. And that happened to me in my fashion career in the fashion industry. Even though I had everything that I wanted, I still had all of those same feelings. And then when I went into the online world, I ended up doing the same thing. I created the same patterns, the same working patterns, even though I was my own boss, and I still felt the same way. And here is what I realized. I want to show you something really quick. I'm going to share my screen as soon as I figure out how, so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so I made you some diagrams and a little mini presentation because I want to show you what exactly Easy Money does, why it's a program about money for women who already have money. And I want you to really understand this, why you need it. Okay, so if you're with me and you're resonating with what I'm saying so far, this is why, this is what it will do for you. Okay, so I want you to think about this for a second, this little diagram, right? We all want freedom. It's why you came into this online world. You wanted to feel free, yet you are repeating the same working patterns that you always have, and you don't feel free. You feel very trapped, okay? And this is why. It's because we tend to focus here. We're conditioned to focus here, right? We're constantly feeling like we need to make money, we need to make money, we need to make money. And we're on the internet watching all those productivity videos because really we want more time, right? And I want to just tell you something. I have experienced all sides of this triangle, okay? I have had money and I have had energy, but no time. And that sucks because you can't use any of the energy and money you have, so you don't feel like you're living your life. Still felt trapped. I have had time and I have had money, and I thought that was just going to be the ultimate, right? Once I have time and money, then I will feel free. But what happened was I had no energy and all I wanted to do was sleep. So again, trapped, not enjoying my life. I have also had time and lots of energy, but no money. And that sucks because I felt like I couldn't do anything or buy anything or live my life the way I wanted to. So again, it felt like jail, trapped and not able to live my life the way I wanted to. And I longed for the harmony of these three parts coming together, even before I understood that these three parts needed to come together for what I wanted. And they all started with one thing: energy. Yet we try or we put our focus here, but we need to put our focus here. And I'm going to explain this to you, and I want you to be really clear on how this works, okay? So first things first, money equals value. Money is a match to value. It is not a match to abundant thinking. Abundant thinking is awesome. You will be much happier in your life if you think abundantly, but it is not a match to money. There are plenty of scarce thinkers who have a lot of money, and there are plenty of abundant thinkers who are poor as shit, okay? Money is a match to value. You will allow money in exchange for what you believe is valuable. It is that simple. Keyword: allow and believe, okay? You will allow for whatever you believe is valuable. Now, tell me if this sounds familiar. This was my old work pattern, okay? My priorities consisted of should-dos and have-tos, okay? Everything on my to-do list, everything I would plan out that I felt like I needed to do in my business, like a good business owner would do, felt like I should do this or I have to do this, okay? This mentality leads to rebellion against the self and self-sabotage. All of this leads to more frustration, right? More overwhelm, and then eventually guilt and shame because now you're beating yourself up for procrastinating. All of the fun, exciting ideas that I had about writing my books, creating my products, doing things on social media, pursuing speaking, all of those things would get pushed to the bottom of a never-ending to-do list because I always felt that I had to get these should-dos and have-tos done to have a business. Yet, whenever I focused on them instead of the fun, exciting ideas, nothing would happen. If I let myself focus on the exciting ideas, things would start moving for me, okay? But I will get to why I couldn't let that happen in a second, okay? So you may be experiencing that too. You prioritize all of the should-dos and have-tos, and these tapes are playing in your mind, and you have those bolts of inspiration where you get really excited about something, and then the inspiration wanes and it falls to the bottom of the to-do list, and you don't let yourself go there. You go to work and sit at your laptop and work on those should-dos or have-tos, or you think about doing those things and you don't do them, feeling like shit as you sit in resistance, okay? That was the pattern. This creates a very all or nothing feeling in your business and in your life, right? So in my work, this looked like I was either over-delivering, overachieving, perfecting, pushing myself, trying to prove myself, feeling always on call, never away from my laptop, never away from social media, and feeling like I can't shut off. Even if I wasn't engaging the way that I believed I should, I still felt like I was on. And I would go flip-flop from that to having so many boundaries that I would completely disconnect myself, isolate myself, and I would be hoarding my time and energy because it felt so scarce. There were even times when I would sabotage myself and push business away because I couldn't take the feeling of having something on my calendar or feeling like I had to exert any effort and use my time and energy. It felt so scarce and so precious to me that I would hold on to it for dear life. But of course, I wasn't enjoying anything this way, right? So, and it would affect my bank account. So to live this way, which I did for many, 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 many years, work came first. This was my pattern, and it required extrinsic motivation from outside sources, okay? And for me, primarily, that looked like a lot of Starbucks and deadlines, intense deadlines. And those deadlines, sometimes they would need to get more and more extreme because I would need to trigger that cortisol and adrenaline. I would build up a tolerance to it, and I would have to get more extreme because I needed that rush for the focus and the energy to get me to actually do the things I thought I should or have to do. And I did this for a very long time. I did it in the fashion industry, and then again, I found myself doing it, even though I was my own boss, in the online world when I first started my business. And, you know, I ended up with adrenal fatigue. I had so many health problems because of it that I'm still healing. And it was because this was manifesting in my body, and that happens last. So I could have stopped this along the way, but I didn't know how, and that's what I want to talk about today. So what was going on in most of my life, all of my life up until this work, I attached my worth and my value and what was valuable to effort. So I want to jump back up to this diagram again here. So when you have the belief that effort is where your value is, you are going to find ways to make easy things feel hard. You are going to find ways to make fast things take a longer time. Okay? And that's what I was doing. And I didn't realize I was doing it. It was completely unconscious and subconscious. I didn't even realize, until later on when I started doing this work, that was my actual belief. But I would literally, spin my wheels and overthink things and feel like I needed to perfect things. And then, just let everything go at the last minute because I felt like time and energy are what made it valuable. The more energy it took, the harder it was, the more effort I put in, the more valuable it was. And the same thing with the time. If it didn't take long, I felt like I didn't earn it. Okay. And all through the fashion industry is I did really well for myself. And the more money that I made, the harder it got. And then when I left, I had no one to blame but myself. I was doing the same thing to myself again. And I felt like, I needed to make what came naturally to me really fucking hard and effortful, okay? Which is the opposite of ease. So now I want to look at ease, right? If you believe that ease is the value, this is what happens. Your priorities shift. Those fun, exciting, creative ideas, the want to do's, the things that excite you, those come up to the top of the list. They are the priority, okay? This happens by following through on your inspiration, by staying true to your natural gifts, talents, your voice, your personality, your stories, your experiences, and your expertise and wisdom that has come from them. It's about owning that, owning all of that, owning all of you. It is not about perfection. It's not about being the best, competing or comparing. It's not about anyone else out there, okay? No more triggers, right? Because ease is experienced from aligning with the truth of who you are. When you are aligned with truth, you are no longer worried about, it doesn't matter what other people are doing because it's just about truth. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. There's no who's getting there faster than me or who's behind me or who's better or worse. It's simply truth. It's simply truth. That is where your ease and freedom lives, okay? In this state, you are no longer robbed of time and energy. Working this way gives you energy. You are following the natural ebbs and flows. This is what makes you feel alive. This is how you are designed to create and move through this glorious three-dimensional world. If you look at a child, the play state is flow, okay? You are designed to follow through on your inspiration. When a child is playing, they have an idea, they act on it in the moment, they follow it through, and then they're on to the next thing. If they need to learn something, they don't buy every single course up front and just consume. They learn as they go, as they need to, as they are inspired to. And this moves them along in life. When they are done, they stop and they go, refuel. They eat, they sleep, they do what they need to do. They take care of themselves. When you are living in a state of ease and following flow in that way, allowing flow, you feel taken care of because you're prioritizing you. When you are here, you are driven by inspiration and passion. Your motivation is intrinsic, means it comes from the inside. No more Starbucks is needed, okay? This is the absence of resistance. A child, when we are born into this world, we do not have creative resistance. That is conditioned. That is learned behavior. And this program shows you where your conditions came from and it helps you reverse them, okay? And what you need in order to experience that ease is energy. This is where your priority lies, you and your energy. When you are prioritizing your energy, your mind, your emotions, your body, your truest needs and desires, physically and otherwise, you will naturally flow into a state of ease, because this is how inspiration is born. This is where inspiration comes from. So prioritizing this naturally leads to feeling taken care of, feeling charged and alive in your life again, and feeling inspired. And then when you follow through on that inspiration, this naturally leads you to experiencing ease, freedom, and flow. Make sense? Okay, here's the rub, because there is a rub. You may know this. You may be like, yes, okay, I can see that. Of course, we all need to care for ourselves first. We're the most important person, right? Oxygen mask theory, all of that stuff. Put your mask on first. We all know this intellectually, but why doesn't most of our society do it? Why do only a small sliver of people actually allow themselves to live and work that way? Okay? And if you think that, you may have experienced this. You may not even know it. You not just know it. You may have experienced it. Maybe, in between launches when your bank account is full and engagement is high, you're like, now it's time. I'm going to start putting self-care first. I need more self-care. I'm going to prioritize this, and let yourself, plan out all your new ideas that you're never going to execute on, but you just plan them out. And you may experience that and feel like you're prioritizing yourself. But here's how to tell. What you truly value will become crystal clear, not by what you prioritize, but by what you prioritize during stress. Okay? So maybe you have tasted that. Maybe you know this intellectually. But then when it's time to launch again, when the bank account's starting to dip and engagement is dwindling, or for whatever reason you feel like you're not working enough and you need to kick it in gear, and that sense of urgency starts to rise, you dip back into the red zone, right? You dip back into effort. It becomes about the should do's and the have to's again. It becomes about the right headline, the right Facebook ad. It becomes about, worrying about what everyone else is doing instead of just allowing what wants to come through you go to your clients. It becomes about, feeling like you're not ahead or far enough along, instead of writing that book that is burning inside of you to come out, right? What you prioritize during stress will always show you what you really value. So if your self-care falls by the wayside, if your ease falls by the wayside during that time, you don't truly value it. If you spend most of your time in Effortville, you need this program, okay? This program is how to reverse these patterns for good, okay? It helps you climb out of overwhelm so you can feel lighter, more focused, clear, confident about your direction and your decisions as you transition, right? So as you shift your business into being more about you, being more about that message and the ideas that are coming through you, this is going to help you do that, okay? You'll know exactly what to do to leave these patterns behind. It's about managing your energy and letting go of the shit that is in the way of allowing you to prioritize your energy. Self-care is a result of self-love, not the other way around. This program shows you exactly where you are lacking love, clear as day, and then it gives you the tools to give that to yourself. So it's awareness plus acceptance. Love is acceptance, okay? That equals actualization. When you are losing those conditions that you've put on yourself and believing and accepting yourself in an unconditional way, you will naturally want to prioritize yourself, your energy, and your ideas. You are now valuing yourself, and that is what the tools in this program help you do. As you manage your energy, you will learn how to move through that frustration, that resistance that's making you crazy, and consistently start moving forward with your work and your life with more ease. This is how it happens. It will also give you the support that is needed when you dig, detox, design, and realign who you really are in order to embark on the brave path of leadership and allow your truest dreams and desires to come true, because it is no joke. This work is no joke. Being yourself is no joke. It's the hardest thing that you will ever do. It's what we have resistance around, but it's also the thing that we are all longing for. Every single human, underneath every single desire, really just wants to feel free, happy, and at peace. And those feelings come from being fully self-expressed, allowing yourself to be fully self-expressed. And that will only happen when you release the conditions and the limits that you have put on yourself. So this program will give you the tools to not only find the roots of those limits and conditions, but to shift them, okay? So it's part experiential exercise, and they're going to give you a very deep level of awareness, and then you're going to shift it using the Magic Carpet Ride, which is a tool really for self-acceptance. Okay, I hope it's clear who this is for, what it actually does, why I would create a program about money for women who already have money. And I want to touch on some questions, the most common questions that I've been getting to help you make your decision. So number one is the live calls. The live calls, are they safe? Do I have to do them? And I have to admit, if it was me and I didn't understand, what was going on in this program yet, I would discount the program because of the live calls. And a lot of the women who are in the program have the same reservations because they think, oh, I'd rather just do it myself or do it one-on-one. You can do it one-on-one with me. You have to email me separately. That's different. But a lot of them don't want to do the live calls just because they prefer to do the work on their own or feel like, what about safety? It's if you have a significant amount of visibility online, if your business is growing, there are more eyes on you. Like what happens to a lot of my clients, it may feel scary to go into a group and feel like you can really let your guard down. And I have taken every precaution possible to make you feel safe. And the women in my group do feel safe. They end up getting addicted to these calls. It is going to feel so good. So for safety, number one, you are bound by contract. Everyone signs a confidentiality contract, an NDA, which protects you legally in the group calls and also in the Facebook group. So you have that, physical boundary. There are also no call recordings. So I've done away with the call recordings to even allow you to feel like you can let your hair down more. So it's not like there's going to be some recording floating around or someone, able to share what you said. Not that that would ever happen, but just so you feel comfortable, there are no longer any recorded calls because we do get down and dirty in these calls. As I'm going to show you some testimonials from my women about the live calls because I want you to understand how safe it is and how connected we feel, how good it feels. You are a woman. You are designed for connection. You are designed for collaboration and community. That is natural for us to have that support, to seek it and to give it. And these calls help you get back to that place instead of feeling so isolated and disconnected, which is so easy when we're stuck behind these laptops all day and we're in these vicious cycles. It's about connecting in that way again and learning to be vulnerable and let your guard down. It's going to help you go deeper into the work. You're going to see yourself in these women. You're all going to see yourselves in each other, and it makes what you're doing even more powerful. Okay? So check out what they have to say about the live calls if you have any reservations about it.
I want to really highlight how safe I felt on the calls. And I think one thing, especially for entrepreneurs, anyone who might be similar to me, like their business is starting to grow and, you've got more eyes on you and people following, it can be really scary to go into a group environment because you don't want to share vulnerably what's going on. And honestly, Suze, just make that so clear and so fierce in many ways, like this is confidential. You never felt unsafe in the group. And I mean, not only just with her support, but the other ladies, I feel like there wasn't even that many calls, but we just became so close so quickly because of that trust and that confidentiality and having a space like that. Like I said, especially as we grow our businesses, can get tougher.
Okay, so confession here is that I sign up for things all the time. I'm a bit of a course junkie, and I had actually sworn myself off signing up for anything else. And when I saw there were live calls, I was almost looking for them to not be in my time zone. I was like, oh, well, I can't make the live calls. Sorry about that. I'll catch the replays. And Suze didn't let me away with that. She was like, no, we're structuring it at a time where we are all going to be on the calls. And so I showed up. I think I missed the first one for some other reason, but I showed up and I was hooked. Like, the live calls were like nothing else I've ever experienced. The group of ladies everybody was just so in it and so supportive. And it was just such an easy, no pun intended, environment in which to just really let go and express whatever you needed to express and really explore deeply what it is that you need to do, what you need to focus on in order to get the change that, again, I didn't even know I needed this change, but I felt like I was on the brink of it. As soon as I started doing the easy money work, I knew I was on the brink of something. And the calls just allowed me to go levels deeper.
The next question that I get a lot is, do I have to let go of this business? Some of the women in my program have created a successful business. And from the outside, they have money and success. They have a lot of visibility, like I said, a big list, and it's engaged and active. And they wonder, do I have to let that go? And this is different for everyone. So you will learn what you really, truly want in this program. I have some clients who realize, they actually don't have to let what they've created go to feel what they want to feel. They just need to bring themselves back into it. And then I have other clients who decide that they want to completely let it all go and start from scratch. But it's all totally up to you. There are no rules. This program is completely custom. I give you the tools to see yourself and to free yourself and to be yourself. But everyone's path is different. So what works for someone may not work for you. It's not about a cookie cutter system here. It's not about a blueprint. It's about you learning how to find your own answers, get honest about your own answers, and, move through whatever is holding you back from doing that. So it looks different from everyone. Don't let that scare you, because in the end, whatever you decide is what's going to make you feel free and happy. Okay. So it's totally worth it. Another question that have been getting a lot is the time. Is it a lot of work? Does it take a lot of time? So the exercises, the way I've set it up, are you will get either a video exercise where I will take you through it. So much like a coaching session, I'm leading you through it. All you have to do is press play. It's not like consuming information and then you have to go do homework. It's right then and there. Most of them are me taking you through an exercise that will lead you to a deeper sense of self-awareness in some capacity. Right? And then you will have the magic carpet ride, which is a process that you'll do on your own. I mean, it's still guided by me, but it's an audio process you will do on your own. And that's for the acceptance piece. And there are 3 phases, and that happens in all 3 phases, but around different things. So the modules drop every Monday for 12 weeks. There's also a bonus week, a 13th week, which I'll get to in a second. But every week you will get a module. And for phase 1, you will get 2 exercises, a magic carpet, and then a bonus. Same thing for phase 2 and phase 3. The bonus week is yours if you need an extra week to catch up. If you want to do the bonuses as they come, that's totally cool. The bonuses are complimentary and, they definitely enhance the work, but they won't affect the work. So if you need to put the bonuses off until after you're finished the program and get to them on your own time, that's totally cool. And, like I said, everyone I work with is also an entrepreneur. Everyone I work with is also in these horrific patterns. And a lot of them, most of them are moms too, and they are doing the work. So I know you can do it if you decide that you want to. And I've made it as easy as possible for you to do that. And honestly, the women in the group, usually they're enjoying it. So it's not something that you have to dread or worry about. You're going to like it. It's all about self-discovery. It's all about you. It feels really good to focus on you and all of that cool stuff. Okay. And then the calls are every other week. So they're always on Thursdays. You can see the dates on the sales page at easymoney.com/join-now, EASE-Y, money.com/join-now. You can see the dates. And, you know, it's up to you. What you put in is what you will get out, which brings me to the next question that I got. How often will I see, or how quickly will I see results? And this is great. I actually made a video about this the other day, just this, because your results are completely up to you. I have given you the tools. You have everything you need. It is your fear and resistance, how quickly you let go these conditions that you've put on yourself, and how quickly you allow yourself to move through your own fear and resistance and commit to who you really are. The faster you do that, the faster you're going to see results. You're going to feel things instantly. The work is deep. You're going to see yourself. You're going to aha moments galore. You feel the magic carpet instantly. So you're going to have, I like to call them insta rewards, you know, like you're going to be noticing stuff all along, and shifts can happen really fast. And for some people, they take a little longer. Everyone's belief system is different. Everyone's, you know, perspective is different, and it depends on you. It's completely customized. Like I said, you know, I'm just giving you the tools to move through it. But if you stay with us and you move through it each week, you can't not change from this work. You can't, the women in my testimonials, there are a ton of testimonials on my page and video. You can hear them say it yourself. You can't not transform from this work. If you are doing this work, you are going to feel and see shifts. Feel them and see them in your life, not just with your work, but in every area of your life. If you did the free class at easymoney.com, you know and saw for yourself how it is all connected. You saw in your own life how it is all connected. Okay. So the faster you are willing to move through that, the faster you will feel what you want in your life. It's that simple. Okay. The money, it is $3,000 paid in full for the program. So it's 12 weeks, 6 calls, $3,000. There are 2 payment plan options if you prefer that. You can also see those on the sales page, easymoney.com/join-now, and the link is above. So they are there for you if you need those. And, you know, I don't want to force or convince anyone. That's not my style. And the women that I work with tend to be very intuitive anyway. And I want you to just feel it. You know, do you sense in your heart, in your body, a pull to this? If you are feeling that pull, use that. You can weigh on all of these questions that I'm answering, help ease the mind and help you, you know, make decisions in your head. But ultimately, guys, it comes down to what you feel in your heart, in your gut, however you use that. If you are feeling it and this is resonating with you, I really want you in there. If you feel like you're forcing it, that's cool. You know, I have other products and programs, or maybe you'll catch us in a different round. But if you're feeling it now, I really want you in there. You can still reach out to me for questions. Cart closes tomorrow. And I'm happy to answer anything because it is a select group. It's a small group, limited spots left, and I need it to be the right group. So please don't hesitate to ask questions. I hope this gave you some clarity. I just want to run through my list really quick and make sure. There is one other question. There is one other question that I wanted to address, and that is if you've done so much personal development work. A lot of the women that are in my program, some of them haven't done a lot of personal development work, but a lot of them have done a significant amount of personal development work. And they, you know, some people want to know, like, how is this different? It is different because it's not just about the mind. It's about your whole being. The mind, the emotions, the body, your soul, it's all involved. And you can hear for yourself in the testimonials I'll put on the back of this question, you know, from the women who have done a lot of personal development work. If you have done a lot of personal development work and you still don't feel how you want to feel, it's not really working for you. So I've done a lot to cut out the middlemen in the personal development world and to put together this process to make it easier and effective, right? It's not just about learning more. It's about getting to the root and shifting those roots once and for all. Once you shift them, that's it. It really is it. You are meant to be here to play. You are not meant to be here to struggle and work your whole life, whether it's on you or in your business. So please, if you're resonating with this and you feel these feelings that I'm talking about, the trapped, the overwhelmed, the frustrated, And even regardless of the work that you've done in any area of your life, please be open to this. You won't regret it. Okay? easymoney.com/join now. Cart closes tomorrow. Questions, if you have them, PM me, email me at susanf.com, and I hope to see you there.
I think that anyone needs this type of work. Honestly, like everything I've done, I mean, you name it. I've done like seminars, I've done self-help works, books, I've read every book you could imagine. I have like all the Spirit Junkie this with Gabby Bernstein. I mean, I've done it all, and none of the work that I have seen or tried to identify with has helped me establish the type of life that I want to live in. And I knew something was missing. I didn't know what it was, but this really helps you get in touch with that and shows you a path to walking in an easier way, in a happier life, and it's just life-changing.
It is probably one of the best, if not the best, personal development program that I've done, and I have done quite a few. But the things that I unearthed and the changes that I made in a relatively short period of time have been absolutely enormous, and they've been profound. And while some of the work is challenging, I'll be completely transparent about that, the outcome and the clarity and what you gain from it is it's literally life-changing. And I get goosebumps saying that because I can see how far I have come and how much my life has changed through doing the work. It's a program that will literally change and shape your life. And I'd have no hesitation recommending it.
And the thing that stuck out to me that was really different was the mind-body connection. So I've done a lot of work, a lot of personal development, dealt with a lot of, my shit that I thought I should have already done by that point. And the real connection for me happened when I realized that I had done it all logically, but I just hadn't felt it. And that was the biggest difference just in the free stuff. And so once I got that, I realized that I had kind of not done it all wrong, but just done it completely differently. And this was something new that I hadn't seen. And I was really ready at that point to make a commitment to myself more than anything. It had nothing to do with anybody else or anything that really pushed me into it. It was just me ready to make a commitment to me.
Oh my goodness. I had no idea how much I needed this. Like, really, this whole experience has been life-changing, like life-altering in so many ways. I don't think I can ever really encapsulate in good enough words the difference it's made, not only for me, but like for my friends, for my family, for my clients, for my business, just how I live my life. I just see things differently. I have a whole different value that I place on myself, on the things that I do, on how I speak to people, on what they say to me. The whole way I perceive the world and how my place in it is different as a result of the work we did in Easy Money.
In 2016, I just was in a place where it was unusual for me to not be like super energized and motivated and optimistic and clear. I just wasn't. And I knew that, there are all kinds of people and programs and books and things, but I know from years of working with Suze that what she's all about is getting to the root. It makes everything else, I've been saying, working with her makes all other personal development and woo bonus, still fun, bonus, and honestly kind of unnecessary, because I truly feel like, especially with what she offers in Easy Money, it's about getting to the root. It's not about playing up here with identifying the 50 million different blocks that are super specific to one particular instance. It's about what is keeping you from being your true self. I genuinely feel like everyone needs to be able to get to the root of what's causing them to live in a way that isn't really truly aligned with who they were created to be. And so that's why I can't say enough good things about Easy Money or just about Suze in general.
This is probably some the most critical work you could ever do in your life to help you get where you want to be.